What up everyone, it's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Wave Armadillo Build-A-Figure Series Morlun Action Figure Review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, it's time to bring you another 1-2 punch episode of the Uncanny X-Man-y story time, and then we'll take a look at Morlun. Let's go! Morlun, created by J. Michael Straczynski, John Romita Jr., and Scott Hanna, who first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30, titled Transformations, Literal and Otherwise, in June 2001. When Spider-Man met Ezekiel, he was warned about a creature named Morlun, a member of the Inheritors, which are a race of beings that feed on totems, a fusion of humans and animals with powers of both. Spider-Man possessed these totemic powers as he gained his powers through fate and became the latest member of a long line of Spider-Man. Morlun was virtually unstoppable when he battled Spider-Man, as he didn't fatigue nor felt any damage. His blood contains the DNA of every single living creature, from reptiles to spiders and several others. Spider-Man learned about Morlun's draining ability through physical contact. Peter's scientific efficacy allowed him to produce radioactive materials that he injected himself with, and this ends up poisoning Morlun, in which defeated him. During the other event, Morlun returns from the grave to kill Spider-Man. Morlun rips Spider-Man's eye out and basically leaves him for dead. Rushed back to the hospital on life support to make sure he was put down for good, Morlun enters the hospital and breaks Mary Jane's arm when trying to defend her husband. He is instrumental in Spider-Man's transformation, in which he embraces the other. In one last dying effort, Spider-Man's feral side emerged with stingers popping out of his arms and killed Morlun by ripping out his throat with his razored teeth. He was later resurrected by a cultist group in Africa that wanted him to devour the Black Panther totem within T'Challa, as he was in a coma due to an attack from Dr. Doom, and Shuri took on the Black Panther mantle. Sometime after Spider-Man breaking Silk out of Ezekiel's protection vault, Morlun and his Inheritors family spread out across Marvel's multiverse to hunt down all the spiders, which kicked off the Spider-Verse event. Dr. Octopus was the superior Spider-Man at this time and discovered multiple totems and spiders from multiple universes who were slain by Morlun and the Inheritors. Superior Spider-Man assembles all the Spider-Men and women in the Marvel Universe to defeat Morlun and the Inheritors. For powers and abilities, Morlun can drain life force and abilities through physical contact. He has imprinted tracking senses, which means that when he touches someone, he knows their location no matter what part of the world they're in. On top of this, he has radar sense, healing factor, immortality, unlimited endurance, super speed, and strength. Morlun has died at least 3 times over the 111 comic issues he's appeared in total. Taking a look at the head sculpt for Morlun here, and I gotta say, it came out looking pretty good. I like the red eyes and the black pupils, and got some really strong brow features right there. This grin is definitely recognizable from the comics, and he's got that strong cleft chin right there. And the hairline is pretty spot on. Nothing is kind of off, except I got some extra glue there, or is it glue? They gave it that special hair gel from the factory, but I hate having that glue residue there. And then as we turn around to look at the hair sculpt, I gotta say, man, this guy's got some beautiful ass hair. I swear. I'm really jealous of this guy's hair. I wish my long hair looked like this. It looks really nice, and it's long too, so it goes all the way down to his back. Close to like lower back. For the body, he has this ascot sculpted with a medallion on it, so that looks pretty good. And he's pretty much on the Nick Fury suited body with the Hellfire Club arms right there. And you just got this layered jacketed vest on, which is a new sculpt. It's made of a very thin plastic material, so it's definitely flexible for articulation. But yeah, he's got this flashy, blingy silver vest on, and it's painted pretty well, I gotta say. It looks good. It really pops. I'm not gonna go over articulation with this guy because we already know how this body works, but you know, because of his hair, I do want to show you his neck movement that is pretty, it's not bad. So you can get him to look up a pretty good amount, you know, down, side to side, and not really any pivoting, very slightly. But the torso here, because of this thin plastic material, you could get a really good ab crunch, and he moves back that far. So that is really good, especially with the way this guy goes toe-to-toe with Spider-Man. It's very important that this area here is posable. And like I said, the arms are from the Hellfire Club, and these cuffs are newly sculpted. So they're in a gray color, silver painted buttons right there. And then his hands. So you got the hand holes there, And you can see these are nicely sculpted, nicely painted. I definitely see these being reused for an animated series Morbius. And since that animated series version of Morbius has 5 handholds, and Morlun here has 6 handholds, I just don't see Hasbro resculpting new hands just for one less hole, you know? So honestly, it wouldn't even bother me that much if these are reused for that Morbius. It's pretty much a given at this point. Then continuing to go down the legs, again the Nick Fury suited body here. And his jacket goes all the way down past his calves. And you got like these very dark gray, almost blackish shoes. Now for accessories, we get an alternate head, and it's another grinning expression, and it looks alright. But my thing is here is that we already got a grinning expression, so I wish we just had one that's just blank expression, stoic, because in the comics, I remember him when he first appeared and he was fighting Spider-Man, like he did not react to anything. He just stood with a blank face, like that's how terrifying this dude was, is that he would not flinch. And Spider-Man would keep pointing that out, like he keeps coming at me, he doesn't react, he just keeps coming. Also, I would have loved to have seen close fists for this guy because he was punching the crap out of Spider-Man. Fun fact, this guy punched Spider-Man so hard that Spider-Man said at that time that was the hardest he has ever been hit. Harder than any hit he took from Thor and Hulk. Now, while that impact is questionable because you don't know how much Thor or Hulk was holding back their punches really, still, with those names, that is something to be taken seriously. However, he did wear black gloves before, so you can give him a figure that has hands that are painted in black and just, you know, put these on him. These look really good. I just took it from the Bastion figure since that was like the first figure on my site. But I think if you have the Havoc that was in black, or maybe Black Bolt, that should work. And maybe a few others right now that I can't think of at the moment. But damn, these look really good. I like this. Alright, for fun, I put his heads on some Hellfire Club bodies. So, for instance, I put the cuffs and hands here on the Sebastian Shaw. And the heads look a little bit smaller here. I think it's the jacket piece that's doing it. The head won't match the skin tone of the neck, but I find the ascot here to be hiding it pretty well. So I guess this is an option if you want to give them some more fashionable styles, you know. If you're trying to do photography, you can shoot them from like hips up, you know, because obviously he doesn't wear socks. I don't know, I just thought this would be fun to do. Now for some comparisons, here is Morlun next to 2 other vampires, Morbius and Blade. It's good to see some more vampire characters getting love in the line. Here he is next to Black Panther, T'Challa, and Shuri. Here is Morlun next to a few Spider-Men from the Spider-Verse, including Superior Spider-Man. Here he is next to a few Spider-Women from the Spider-Verse, including Silk. And finally, here he is next to the Retro Series Superposable Spider-Man. He should be much taller than Spider-Man. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 7 out of 10. It's pretty much what you should have expected in a Morlun figure. A layered jacketed vest on a suited body. They pulled off the look and he looks pretty good. I need to see some new pinless legs for the normal suited bodies, similar to what they did with Happy Hogan's legs for bigger suited bodies going forward. Having an alternate head is always good for displays, but he should have came with some fists too. Extra heads and hands should always be a must, included in every figure in my opinion. These hands will definitely open the door to an animated series Morbius, so at least we know we can get another figure out of this. This guy is one of the most brutal Spider-Man villains I've ever seen. He definitely bolsters the ever-extending Spider-Man Rogues Gallery on display. It's also good to have another Black Panther villain too, so he can fit into both of those displays. We could use some more comic villains from the Black Panther mythos. This character turned 20 years old in the comics this past June, so it's a great way to celebrate his 20th anniversary being a first time in the Marvel Legends line. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of this Morlun figure? Would you like to see the rest of the Inheritors in Legends someday? It'll be nice to have them go up against your Spider-Verse figures. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.